Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you might be in the world. It's episode 152 of the Pro Synth Network live show. My name is Rob Puricelli, and I am one of the co-hosts of this show. We'll introduce you to the other two in just a moment, but thanks for joining us. Hope you've had a lovely week since last we met, and before we do anything else, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. If you like what you see, hit that thumb up button. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. You know, whatever, it's engagement. Leave a comment in the chat if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook or Twitter. We should get all of those in our chat box anyway, and we'll be able to say hello back. Of course, if you're watching after the event, stick a comment in the comments down below underneath the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell button, follow the channel and get reminders. And if you want to let everybody know about us, share the link around. That's that out of the way. As I said, we're on Twitter. We are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we are on YouTube. It's the same handle across the board at ProSynth Network. If you have a question for us during the show, just stick a big capital Q in the front of it. It just helps us old men with bad eyesight pick it out and stick it into the appropriate box. And I think that's about it for now. So let me introduce to you our regular co-hosts. First of all, we go to Mr. Ben Simpson, who's up north. How are you?
I am all right. Not too bad. It's a bit cold up here, but I'm okay. Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Good. Excellent stuff. Yeah. Is it warm up there? Because I know the snow's supposed to be coming in tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit chilly when I first walked in, but I got my trusty oil-filled radiator going there, and it's it's all right now.
Good stuff.
I used to rely on the CS60, but that had to go back, didn't it? So.
Yeah. Anyway, never mind. Let's bring in the other co-host, our wonderful synth tech wizard extraordinaire and generally all-round good bloke. It's Kent Spong. He's got his headphones quite loud today because I can hear myself back.
Yeah. I don't know why that is. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, well. So, anyway, how are you, sir?
I've had such a busy day. It's been mental.
Yes, but
and I was supposed to be getting my road arm.
Oh, right, okay.
About 2 o'clock this afternoon, and they sent an email about 4:30 saying, no, we'll send it Monday instead.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, no, incredibly busy day. Lots and lots of stuff going on. Incidentally, I don't. Is Andrew Brooks watching?
No, Andy won't be able to make it because he's travelling down to Norwich today.
Oh, good, because this would upset him. Right.
Oh dear.
Oh,
I recognise that.
A lovely Lara 8 in orange.
Yes, my favourite colour.
Be playing with that at the weekend.
Definitely. Oh, something else is orange. What's that?
This one is the Pulsar 23.
Oh.
Which has these interesting little, they look like nails.
Okay.
And they're the patch points, and you put crocodile clips on.
Oh, okay.
Very clever.
So you put them on there instead of your nipples.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can hang bacon
or
off
maybe
it.
both. Yeah, maybe
but
both.
what is the benefit of that method over just like jack plugs?
Pass.
Right. Sorry, I thought.
Can I have another starter for 10, please?
Yeah. Is there anything that you can do with that? Can you pin two things on at once or something?
I guess it's easier to do that, isn't it?
It's instead of having the little jack sockets, which would actually physically take up more room, you can have more patch points now.
Yeah.
And
you can connect lots of things. Yeah.
And a little keyboardy thingy on the bottom.
And it's probably less. If you're constantly plugging things in and out of a socket, that's going to eventually wear down. Whereas just clipping on is quite nice.
It's a weight. It's a good old built bit of kit.
Made out of proper stuff, that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Be messing with that at the weekend, I think.
Good. Excellent. I'm quite the opposite at the moment. As most people know, I'm moving house. And so everything's being packed up. So I've got boxes of things, and there are still some synthesizers around, but they're the ones that don't have cases or boxes. So they're going to have to kind of go very gently in the back of the car. So it's packing stuff up rather than getting stuff out. Although I do have something incoming that I can't talk about just yet. And hopefully that'll arrive before I move out.
Was it embarrassing?
No, well, no. But it's rather nice. It's musical. But can't talk about that just yet.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. Hello to everyone in the chat. Loads of people there already, and I need to give a shout out to Brad Holland from Eiler Instruments, who apparently is watching us on a plane. The Mile High Synth Club. I don't know where he's going. I know it was his birthday recently. Happy birthday, Brad. But yeah, he's going to be watching on the plane.
Wow.
Is that a first? I know we've had people watching on trains and stuff. But planes?
I reckon it is. It's at least a first for us.
Yeah. Not heard that. If you have travelled anywhere or on a particular form of transport that is rather odd and been watching the ProSynth Network show, picture it never happened and let us know. That'd be cool. But hope you have a safe flight wherever you're going, Brad. And we are getting him on the show. He's agreed. He's coming. We'll have him on soon. Talking of guests, we were going to have some special guests this week. Unfortunately, we've had to postpone that. They will hopefully be on the show in a few weeks' time. So apologies if we kind of built you up for special guests this week. But unfortunately, these things happen. And so, they'll be back on the show shortly. Right. Well, we've not been short of a bit of news here and there. So I guess we'll just dive in and have a chat about stuff. And I guess I want to start. Let's see. I want to start with this one because do you know what? I bloody love this. Let's tease you with the video first of all. This came out on Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning. Actually, I think they dropped it a little bit early. Oh, I forgot. Before we do that, guess what?
What?
It's 303 Day.
Oh, nice one.
Look at that, Oscar Peterson with his Piano Plus and his 606 and his 303. But yeah, happy 303 Day, everyone.
I saw you post that in the group today, and I've got to say, I love that image. When I very first found that image, I was like, wow, because it's like totally not how they ended up being used,
exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's how they were meant to be used.
Yeah, it's like a million miles off what actually happened.
Yeah, but there you go. So happy 303 Day to everyone. Well, it's March the 3rd. We might as well just stick that in there. But it is always a good excuse to put out that Oscar Peterson pick. And Kevin Nolan in our group actually said something today that, Oscar Peterson, he's kind of like, not a you wouldn't expect him to be a massive synth head, but he was. He loved his technology. He embraced, he was a proper kind of organ piano player, but he really embraced the technology. Some great videos of Oscar in his studio with all sorts of wonderful things. And he's wearing one of those lovely kind of brown velour jumpsuits. He just like rocks it because he's Oscar Peterson. But there you go. Happy 303.
I imagine he'd look completely different in that than I would. I reckon
yes,
I'd look
like any.
I'd look like something off Bo Selector, I think.
Oh dear. Yeah, so there you go. 303 Day, might as well mark it while we're here. We don't often get the opportunity, so there we go. Right, back to our first piece of news. This came out on Tuesday. Let's play everyone the little teaser video of this wonderful new instrument from G4 Software. There you go. That's Mini Monster 2, which launched on Tuesday, and it is the latest iteration, the second iteration of the Mini Monster, which came out in the early 2000s. It's like 18 years ago, I think it was. So whatever that is, 2005. And I was just like, I remember when the Mini Monster 1 came out and how we were just like, oh, wow, it's just like it's a Mini Monster on steroids and it could do all these wonderful things. And it was because it was G-Force and Ohm Force together that kind of created the original. And it wasn't the first, but it was one of the first, because I think, was it Mellotron was the first one, and then was it Oscar, and then Oddity, and then this, something like that. Anyway,
I think
Mini Monster 2 is here, and it is lovely. And not only, as you can see, it's got interchangeable wood, misses, but it has a huge amount of new features, including, not least, the fact that it's a fully scalable UI. Because the one reason I haven't used Mini Monster 1 for a long while is that on a large screen computer, that interface is just like painfully small. So now you can just scale it to whatever. But it's also got the wonderful new patch browser, which we saw in the likes of Oddity 3, and has since been added to the SEM and OBE as well. And I guess every GeForce instrument will eventually start to feature this brilliant patch browser, because it's not just category, style, voice thing. There's all sorts of things. There's types, timbres you can filter by, patch tags, patch names, patch authors. It even features, because this instrument features the macros that we saw in Oddity 3, which allow you to group together as many sort of modulation parameters into one control, and you can just do that. So if you want to know what that particular voice can do with the macros, they put the macros right there in the patch browser, so you can audition it using the button, and then just have a wiggle of the macros just to see what you're getting in that patch when you load it up. It's just a superb tool, and it's a massive improvement, and I'm sure the team at GeForce won't mind us saying that it is a big improvement on what went before. It's got an improved audio engine, over 300 new presets. So there's over 800 presets in here as standard. It's got that new reverb that we saw in things like the OBE and Oddity 3. It's got the vintage controls, so it just adds in a little bit of those imperfections and improbability stuff going on. As I said, the four programmable macros, selectable 4-stage envelopes, and it's also got an alternative bass preserving ladder filter. So the original filter on the Mini Moog, when you turned up the resonance, you'd lose some of that bottom end, but with this you don't. And of course it can be up to 16-note polyphonic, which is a massive improvement on the monophonic, but you can have monophonic. It's got unisons, mono, legato and poly modes. And it's utterly brilliant, and of course it also features the XLFO and XADSR that was originally there on the Mini Monster and has since been used by other GeForce synthesizers. It's just a fantastic sounding mini clone, but then so much more as well. And we've been very lucky that we've been playing around with it for a little while, and it's just been an absolute joy. And I think, Ben, you said that it's been on pretty much everything you've been doing since you got it.
It has literally made an appearance on everything I've done since it first got installed on my computer. I absolutely love it. I think it's just my favourite VST at the minute. It just sounds absolutely amazing. The interface is so nice to use. It's just everything that you want in a synth. It just sounds so good. The browser, the patch browser, is incredible now. I hope Roland Cloud are paying attention to this. Indeed. I don't know what state that's in now, because I don't bother with it anymore, but that was terrible. This is fantastic. It is probably the best system I've seen now. I thought Arturius was pretty good, but this is equal to that, if not better. So
absolutely,
they've done a belting job of this. I can't fault it. There's there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
It's really, really good. It sounds brilliant in a mix. It's I don't know how they've done it. There's some kind of witchcraft going on up there, I think.
If you want to use this, there is a demo version. So if you are on the fence, and I can't imagine why you would be, but if you are on the fence, there is a demo version available. There's a 7-day trial version. It's limited to 6 hours of use or 7 days, whichever comes, whichever is the longer of the two. And your patch access is restricted to just the alpha patches, but it will give you a real taste of what this instrument does, and that's completely free. And of course, we mustn't forget that the pricing is heavily discounted. So I think until the end of March, it's half price, so it's $49.99. But if you are a Mini Monster 1, well, it's not actually called Mini Monster 1, it's just called Mini Monster. But if you own the original version, you get it for 25 quid plus VAT. So, round it up to about 30 quid. So if you own Mini Monster, you can get the upgrade for just 25 quid, which is brilliant. An absolute bargain for something like this. Kent, what your thoughts?
Yeah, she's lovely. Yeah. I mean, it's everything that Mini Monster needed. Right from the outset. And it's kind of like, rather than just update it, it's sort of rebuilt, but they've rebuilt it on top of the, shall we say, the useful foundations of OBE.
Yes.
So you can get the, poly pressure and all that sort of stuff with it as well. They spent a lot of time getting the filter even more accurate. And then by having, I think I built it to Dave as the Raucous style. To allow it to, the more you wind it, the closer and closer it gets to an RA.
Right.
You can hear it going back from 1981 all the way back through the 70s, right back to 71, 19. There you go. That's it. Dirty little bugger, and it's lovely. So by spinning that dial, you're changing its serial number, which is probably the best way to do it, because you don't want to have seven or eight Minimos of different years around you.
Yeah, quite.
Although you're nice and warm. But,
yeah.
And it's got a beautiful sound to her.
And,
I mean, because there's the scaling of the original. But there again, you think about it, it was back in the day when people didn't have anything bigger than a 15-inch monitor. Exactly. Anyway.
Yeah. 1024 by 768 max res, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh no, it's such an oversight." But no, it wasn't.
Not really.
Nobody was expecting anybody to have 22-inch monitors back then.
No.
And but everything's been addressed, and she's a happy puppy and can take pride of place now.
Indeed, yeah. Worth pointing out, as I said, that Ohm Force are no longer part of this, but G-Force acknowledged their impact on the original, and it is to say it's $49.99 excluding taxes for I think the next month. I think it runs through to the end of March at least. They do occasionally extend it, I think. So but to say if you are an owner, then you can just upgrade for 25 quid, which is a bargain. I think Wagoo's actually just picked it up based on that. So there you go. Mini Monster 2 out now. GeForceSoftware.com and all other good plug-in retailers, which all should be honouring that.
You can't fault that, though, can you? I'm really genuinely stumped to say something bad about it.
No, you can't really.
I've had multiple instances of it running in tracks, and it's it's not it's not demanding on my computer. It's
brilliant. Mr. M1 Mac Studio.
Yeah, Mr. Hedron Collider.
I thought that when I was saying it, but I didn't want. Well, hang on. Yeah. No, but it's great. It's great. Love it.
It's what I've seen as I've been sort of glancing as the chat's been whizzing by. People are saying, well, there are other Minimoog emulations out there, and they're all pretty damn good. Certainly, it's one of the ones that I think a lot of people went for first, isn't it, when it came to doing software instruments? Because I remember, obviously the Arturia one has been around for a while, There was a free one, wasn't there? I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure somebody in the chat will remember. There was a free Mini Moog emulation, and I couldn't have told you back then how close it was to the real thing. But hey, it was free, so I had it. What was it called?
There was a Steinberg one as well, wasn't there? The Model E.
Yeah, the Model E, and
that was pretty crap.
And of course, the soft tube one is really good.
I've got that. Yeah,
yeah. I bought that off of Kent's recommendation. That said, it's the closest.
The 72. That's a puppy and a half, but it does a specific job.
Exactly.
Whereas Mini Monster is right across the board with it.
Yeah.
Rivermint Official gets the virtual prize, which we don't have, but here you get our love. Thank you, Mini Moog, as in Mogue, spelt how it's pronounced.
That's a brilliant name.
Yeah. I remember that's it, Mini Moog. Wow, it was a complete free one. And of course, Moog themselves do a Model D that was free, I think, and even if it's not anymore, it's not very expensive, and that works as a plug-in, but also it works on iOS as well.
Yeah, I've got it on iOS.
Yeah, and then you've got Animoog, and it's something that's been done to death, but I don't think there's any harm in having a few different versions. Like Kent said, the Softube 72 that is quite a specific. It really nails that original early sort of gritty sound, whereas Mini Monster then just expands it and makes takes the Mini Moog sound and the Mini Moog signal paths, but just makes it even. I mean, I wasn't using it as a mono anything. I was just playing big pads on the thing. Not like
it's a good way of getting a sort of like the Memory Moog sound as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which can't be bad.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Yeah, it's good. It's really, really good.
Unfortunately, I've made the mistake, you see, of disconnecting all of my keyboards and packing most of the stuff away. So, my use of this got kind of shut off at the beginning of this week. So it's just like one note at a time using my mouse.
I would have thought it'd be the last thing to leave the house. Literally, the removal guys like pulling you by the headphone wire, going, "Are you coming or what?"
Yeah, I know. Tomorrow and Sunday, we're cleaning out most of what's in the garage. I'm dreading, but I've got to take all of these what's left on the racks down and then break the racks down, and I've already got this. Do you know what? Still one of the best pieces of equipment I have in my studio.
Yeah, they're fantastic, then,
aren't they?
Yeah,
but I'm using it not just to make sure that all my plugs and power supplies are all uniquely marked so that they go with the right instrument, but also I shall be putting labels on every part of the Jasper stand so I know that I'm assembling in the right order. So there'll be 1L, 2L, 3L, and then be 1R, 2R, 3R, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm terrible at it. But
God, he'd be buying an anorak next.
Do you know, I sat down over there in that corner by my door, pulling all of the cables for that stand out, and the cable fairies had a field day. And so I was pulling them out and untangling them. And it was really depressing. And the only thing that kept me going was the thought of putting it all back together, because there is a kind of sick pleasure to be derived from building a studio from scratch. And I'm thinking, I could move this there, I could try that there. Yeah. So that's the only thing that's kind of keeping me going.
Because it's got to be easier than actually being creative in it.
Exactly.
That's why you have so many move arounds, isn't it? It's to avoid doing any music.
Let's rebuild it. That's more fun.
Yeah. So there you
go. Better
go.
chance of a better outcome.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed, actually. So Mini Monster 2 available now at all good software stores, g4software.com as well. Get it now, it's discounted, and there's an upgrade path as well. Brilliant. Right, that's that one done. Whilst we're on a Moog theme, we might as well talk about the fact, this is only a brief thing, but do you remember a little while back, Moog released all of the Moogafoga plugins as a pack? Well, now you can buy them all individually, and they're only about $59.99 each. So if you wanted just one or two Moogafoga plugins, you can do that, or you can buy the whole pack still. But they are available all separate. So I just thought we should mention that. Did either of you pick any of these up? Because I didn't.
I haven't picked any up, but after watching Robin Vincent's video on them, I became obsessed with the 12-stage phaser.
Yeah.
Right.
And that just sounds to me absolutely incredible. There's nothing on my computer that can phase like that, and that's... I'm definitely going to buy that one. But then some of the others, that cluster flux thing, that is insane, that. So I wasn't actually that interested until... I recommend you watching Robin's video on it, because he does an excellent demo on there, and it just makes you want them all. Yeah. So I'm actually considering buying the the bundle again.
Yeah. Well, you can buy the bundle for it's on here. It's $279. So kind of probably similar these days. But you can also build your own packages. So you can pick 4 for $150.
Oh, right.
Or 2 for $100. Or you can just buy them individually for either $59, $69, or $79, depending on which one you go for.
I might do that then. I might get
you can pick. I mean, obviously, the best value is to buy them all as a big bundle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you specifically want, for example, what did you want? The 12-stage phaser. There you go. So that's $69, and you can just buy that one if you want. But if you want to buy maybe that and something else for $100, you save yourself sort of maybe $10-20.
Yeah, they sound incredible. They're really good.
I think there's a bit of research I will need to do first before I plump for the 12-stager, which is, does it have the voltage control sweep in the back? Because I want to be able to do my timed to meter sweeps, which uses an ADSR to control the sweep, so you can have this very, very long, powerful sweep. Using the envelope generator in the hardware world. And if that can be recreated in the software, I'd probably be quite tempted, because it'd be easier than me trying to repair my Moog 12-stage phaser rack.
Yeah,
which constantly refuses to work.
Well, I'm not that familiar with the hardware. Obviously, I know of it and I've seen them everywhere, but I don't know how accurate that this software sounds. But to me, it sounds analog-y, And
my first experience of Tara Bush from I Speak Machine many, many, many years ago was, I'm pretty sure it was her. It was a video of her sat on the floor with a Moogafogger doing some vocal stuff through it. And just losing her shit over it. It was kind of magical to see. And I've asked her about that video, and I've said, where did I see that? She goes, I don't remember making that. And I'm thinking, was it her? I'm pretty sure it was. It was around the time that I first kind of became aware of her and math.
Yeah, there was a Tara Moogafuga period.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I
still uses that. She's still using them. Because I think the first time I actually saw a Moogafuga was actually in Tara's studio in LA.
Well, it's good that they bought these out in software, because the hardware ones are sort of like, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah. They're getting subjected to vintage prices.
Crazy money these days, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just need to say, Brad's clearly, he's up there. He's had a few. Well, he's Mile High Club, baby.
Right.
He's off to New York,
he's
apparently.
Took it a stage further then.
Yeah, he's going.
Since
he's going
last time we spoke.
He's going up the coast.
Is he going to be so drunk that when he lands he applauds? That's the thing. Don't be that guy. Okay, yeah. Do not be that guy.
We're safe. He's going to Manhattan. I don't know if that's for a show or anything, but if you find Brad, and he'll be wearing an Isla Instruments t-shirt, I'm sure. Go and buy him a pint or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
I think you get more takers if it was like, come and find us and we'll buy you a pint. That might be
Isn't that how it works? Yeah.
Ben thinks ahead.
Yeah. And he's clearly got stuff on his mind as he is 30,000 feet up in the air somewhere. No, I haven't got a new gaff. I've got one, but I've not moved into it yet. That comes at the beginning of next month. That'll be a fun time. So, enjoy your trip to New York, you lucky bugger. And, have a good time. But anyway, Moogafoga pedals are now, the plug-in versions are now all available individually, or you can customize a pack of 2 or 4, or just buy the whole lot for $279. So there you go, just a little bit of an update. Right, let's see, what shall we do next? I suppose we ought to do there's a couple of bits of hardware news. What are we looking at here? I'm just sort of getting my timings. Okay, right. This one will probably take a little while because there's a lot to talk about. But Behringer had social media diarrhea this afternoon.
Oh, God.
And were literally throwing out, they were like the Oprah Winfrey of the announcement world. You can have an announcement. Here's another announcement. Everyone gets an announcement.
Right.
And they announced a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll go through it one by one. I would like to preface this with the fact that they say they are shipping, but no stores have got these yet. Yeah.
Sure, it said shipping.
Yeah. But there were some interesting developments, shall we say. I'll get excited when I see these in people's hands and hearing what they actually do and knowing that people can go out and buy the things. But let's go through some of these one by one. I'm going to start with the one that I find the most interesting, only because I own one, and they've released this, which is a Mark II MS1. So the MS1 was supposedly discontinued because of chip shortages or whatever it was, but they just weren't making anymore. And it turns out they've now brought out the Mark II, which is, in their words, a revised version based on the original 662 chips for a vastly improved VCF and VCA performance. And then they've added the dual glide function. So they call it glide. On the SH101 it was called portamento, and you had on, off and auto. Yeah. But on the original MS1 or 101 there was just on and off. There wasn't this auto feature. Well, that's now been remedied, and it is this is actually a 3-stage switch here below the... Oh, shut up, Alexa.
Oh, shut up, Alexa, you silly move.
So yeah, you've got this fixed, should we say, portamento glide feature, and you've got these new 662 chips, or chips that are based on the original 662s, and I'll come to Kent first on that. What do the 662 chips, what's so special about them?
BA 662s are essentially op amps, but they're single inline 8 legs rather than the 4 one side, 4 the other kind of thing.
Okay.
And they were Roland's secret weapon.
I see.
So
what did Behringer use on the original? I'm interested because I can't remember.
They probably just cloned the chip, but they did it in the sort of like direct component for component kind of way, which probably made it a little bit pricey. They've come up with a better, easier way of doing it. If they have, that is. I mean,
But
Behringer, it's like Behringer's a bit like the Bible now, isn't it? You can read it, but but how much of this is actually true?
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's not a bad analogy. So there you go. The MS1 is back, and a lot of people have been asking for that. It has been one of their most in-demand instruments, and I've got one, and I sat mine next to an original SH101 and found very little wrong with the Behringer version. It got very, very close. In my limited knowledge and experience, I was able to get the same sounds out of both machines. The settings were just slightly different, but then that's just a 40-year-old SH101 to a new version of it. But yeah,
it's a relatively easy thing to clone.
It's not rocket science, is it? Yeah.
No, it's because they'd already cloned the 3340, so the VCO's sorted right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, nothing's going to be too hard to copy, shall we say?
Yeah.
So what can I say?
Yeah. Ben, are you going to get one of these and do a Vince Clarke on stage?
I've had one for a while. It suits over
Of
there.
course you have. Yes, you've got the Mark 1. Yeah.
I like it. You know,
it's not bad. Is it?
I think it's a decent clone, but as Kent said, it's a fairly easy thing to clone.
Yeah.
I love the programming interface on the SH101. It's so easy to use, and you can just look at it and know what you need to do to make it. You know, it's so intuitive.
Yeah.
So it's great that people can access that, you know, for a very reasonable price. I've no problem with it. I think it's fair enough.
Yeah,
you know,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that was probably. I mean, a lot of people have been asking for it. You know, when are you going to bring back the MS1? Because I think a lot of people did really think it had been discontinued, but it's back with a bang. It's a Mark II version. Of course, don't forget, all of this comes with the Behringer caveat that even though they say they're making it or it might be shipping now, none of this is available to anyone anywhere right now. Okay, so don't go to your local retailer tomorrow. So those guys on the ProSynth network said, yeah, we said it's coming, but it's when they're in shops is a different
We did
thing.
say we wondered when Behringer were going to clone one of their own products.
There's that much out there now. They probably get confused and do that.
Yeah, did we do that? Oh, let's do it just in case. Yeah,
I would like Behringer to actually come up with something of
Shallow
their
Brain
own.
12.
yes.
You know, because
Absolutely.
there are people who say, "Oh, well, the DeepMind 12 was their own product." No, it's not. It's a 106. All right.
It is a one-off.
They even stole the VCA design from Sweet Discreet. Not Sweet Discreet. Bloody hell, what is it with company names? When Analog Renaissance.
Oh yes, yeah.
He said to me, he said, "Yeah, I looked inside one." He said, "They didn't even bother to change it or hide it." It's like, yeah, we'll have that.
That's bad.
I said, "Yeah, but
I'm surprised."
But yours is a clone of the original VCA."
Yeah,
He said, "No, but I made improvements, and they put my improvements in it." I went, "Oh, okay then."
Yeah, there you go.
I'm keeping my head down.
Indeed. Let's get to something a little bit. A lot of people have been chomping at the bit for this one because they announced this one some while back. Surprise, surprise, and it's now supposed to be coming. That's the Behringer Edge, which is kind of a sister product to the Crave. So yeah, that's supposed to be shipping very soon. I don't really know too much about this, to be honest.
Fiona's going to want one.
Why? Because it's purple.
Because it's purple.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's an odd colour scheme. That I mean, because it's I can see, you know, purple and black, you know, that kind of goes together. But in a dark environment, that's going to be a bit difficult to read. But anyway, that's supposed to be shipping. But then we start getting onto some slightly more interesting stuff.
Oh.
This is shipping now. Eventually, or finally, should we say?
Oh,
or
that's
maybe
what the world needed.
Yeah. The Behringer Selena String Ensemble with built-in phaser, and it does sound thin and weedy, but then, of course, that's what it's supposed to sound like, I suppose. Yeah, it just finally seems to be making it out of the door. They've got they accompanied all of these pictures that I've acquired from their Facebook page. Were all accompanied by other pictures of half a dozen of those said units on a workbench, and then another picture of them in their boxes, and another picture of a pallet with some brown boxes. It's, you know, all like identical angles, identical shots. Not a human being in sight. This massive factory, and there's no human beings anywhere there at all. It was a little odd. I just thought, maybe I'm.
Can you just pop up the picture of that Selena thing again?
Of course. There it is.
Okay, I just wanted to. Well, I have to wait for it to come up on the other monitor. Come on, YouTube. Get your skates on.
About 20 seconds behind.
I'll look on that one. Yeah. Is it me, or the shadows don't match up direction between the knobs and the floor? Is that another CGI job?
I don't think it is. I might be wrong.
It's got that look.
It does look real. I mean, they say they did have pictures of the models on a test bench. I'm just trying to see if I can find.
It just looked. It might be multiple lighting or something, but it just for a moment it just sort of like that don't look right.
If the picture, well, let me show you. Where are we? Here it is. Right. So let's get rid of that image. We're so professional here.
Yes.
We are.
Well, I didn't know I was going to have.
We
are.
We are. That's it.
We are.
It's how you say it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So this was the one of the accompanying images. So there you go. So there's multiple lights, so multiple angles. I suppose you're going to get some good. But every product that they posted about today had the exact same set of shots. So there was an overhead. There was this one going down the production line. There's another one coming up the other way with them being packed. And then there was usually one of them going out of a loading dock, telling the story of the travel of the instrument through, So whatever.
So what did they do in that part of the assembly line? Just look at it. There's no tools. There's no nothing.
There's no tools. There's no people. There's not even robots.
Is that what they called it? Is that the cooling down area or something?
I have no idea. There's no testing equipment.
There's no dust.
It's like they either did this on the weekend when everyone was off, or there's something sinister going on.
Well, and everything has to be perfectly placed on the bench, otherwise they're sacked. What's going on?
I don't know. It is weird. It is very weird.
Okay.
Whilst we're doing that, I just want to check, because they were literally churning stuff out like every half an hour for a couple of hours. I just want to make sure they didn't announce anything else before I move on to the next thing. No, I think that was everything. Right. So there are a couple of other things. So another thing that we have been promised for a while that for some reason I don't seem to have the picture of. Oh, that's no good. Let me just do this. Let's do that. We stick it there.
So they're saying that all of these are shipping now.
That's the terminology being used now, like ready to ship. They're not in. They're not in stores.
Ready to ship.
That kind of. Well, let me just read. I'll read verbatim what they put on their site. So it says. Insert name of synth here, is on the way. We're very excited to share that the blah 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 is now finally in production. The chip shortage has challenged many companies, but we're happy to see some light at the end of the tunnel. And this was a common sentence throughout all of these posts. While it will take a while to get the synthesizer in your hands as we're shipping from the factory, we hope that this beautiful instrument will make up for the long wait. That was a kind of a common thread. This was the other one that we knew was coming, and is apparently, this is the Pro 800, which is their version of the Pro 600, I believe.
Probably 600, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That's supposed to be on its way as well. But there was at least one surprise, and that was this. I can't remember. This is the thing.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Have you? Because you see, I lose track.
Yeah, I have seen it.
So this is the Toro, or the Toro, or whatever you bull. You're strong like bull. Yeah,
it's from Ukraine.
Strong like bull. But of course, this is their Taurus clone, knockoff, whatever you want
Where's
to call it.
Where's
the pedals? No pedals, obviously. But Dan with the hair man in the video. In fact, I might even have the video. Hang on. Yes, look at this.
Does anybody make a MIDI pedal board that you could stick on it? Yeah.
You can get MIDI pedal boards, whether they look like a Moog Taurus one. But here, let's watch the video.
Hey, Daniel with Behringer, introducing the all-new Toro. First introduced back in 1975 and then remaining in production until 1981. The Taurus One delivered ground-shaking synth basses and was controlled by its unique organ-style pedals. In the years that followed came the Mark II and the Mark III, with the Mark I still remaining as everyone's favourite, with its massive sound having been used by legends such as Rush, Genesis, Dream Theater, and yes, just to name a few. Almost half a century later, Toro now faithfully delivers the weight and the depth of that classic massive sound, all in a form factor that works within modern day setups, thanks to it being both desktop, rack mount, and fully Eurorack compatible. And for those of you who want to go full Geddy Lee, of course, you can hook this thing up to any third-party MIDI pedal board. So let's go through the...
So, as Dan said there, now listen, I accept that YouTube audio compression can make things sound not like they do in real life, but I didn't hear anything that sounded distinctively Taurus-like there. Certainly not the stuff that I'm used to, with Mike Rutherford, for Genesis, and Geddy Lee as well. There is a heft to that Taurus sound, and I didn't really get that from this personally. Maybe it's just not a very well made, or wasn't a very representative video, but I didn't get that. I don't know.
The filter response was definitely on point.
Yeah,
it was. But as you say, it's lacking the big bull testicles behind it. But like you say, if you got compression for the YouTube video, then
it's probably
you ain't going to get that.
But
it certainly sounded shall we say, in the right neighborhood.
In the ballpark.
Or the ballpark even.
In the ballpark. Oh, I think that deserves a... Oh, there we go. Or maybe a...
I'll take the first one.
Okay, the fit, right?
What a wanker.
Yeah. Oh, there's my first review.
Yeah. But no, it's interesting. The Taurus has a fairly kind of limited range. It does one thing, I suppose it does it quite well. But if you're looking for that meaty, beefy, bassy sound, it could be what you want to go. You fancy using one of those, Ben? Do you do Genesis covers?
I don't think I really need it, but it's more interesting after watching that video than once you actually hear it and see it in use. It's like quite like that.
Yeah,
but I don't know if
it'd be funny actually if they'd cloned the Taurus 2s instead, so you could have that shot with everybody in the audience going. Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear. Do you do any Genesis covers in Electromantics? Yeah, sort of the later stuff, or is it too guitar-y?
Funnily enough, there was something off that Invisible Touch album on the radio the other day, and both me and Phil said, "I reckon we could do this."
See, I think Turn It On, which is when I think of like Moog Taurus in Genesis, is that the intro to Turn It On, where it's a bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of keyboards in that. I mean, it's not that's one of their more synthy songs.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah. No, it's worth a consideration. Yeah.
It's not like you
definitely.
don't know what you're doing, Mister. I'm going to be playing at the Widnes Rugby League Stadium in a few weeks' time.
Oh yeah, but it won't be anything. It won't be on the stadium. It'll just be in some closet in it.
Oh, really? I thought it was going to be.
Not on the pitch during a game.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I hope not.
All the pictures they had were like of bands on the stage, in a stadium. I mean, that's a pretty big stadium. That I thought.
Oh right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, but I doubt it.
What a stadium gig! But it is a stadium gig, and just leave it at that.
Yeah. Oh, we've done loads of stadium gigs. Yeah.
There you go.
And Andy's asking, was it Land of Confusion?
It was. It was Land of Confusion. Correct.
Maybe he can tell us if you are going to be on the stage, on the pitch, or whether you're going to just be in the broom cupboard. Behind the changing rooms.
He won't know. He won't know.
Does anybody in Electromantics know what they're doing or where they're going?
Vicky knows. No, Vicky knows everything.
The management.
Yeah.
Vicky knows works everything. For Queen.
Apparently.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So sound
20,000 people.
Wow.
There you go.
That's 19,000 more than I've ever played in front of.
I'm sure I should be getting paid more than 35 quid for that gig. If that's
I'm sure you
from each
do.
person.
Yeah. I've seen your ticket prices.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
dear.
Yeah. Oh,
You'll have a ham sandwich and be grateful.
I'm feeling a bit nervous about that one now.
Wow. 20,000 people more than I played in front
Take all the brown M&Ms out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. That was the Toro from Behringer, which is their mini Moog thing. Was there anything else? I'm just trying to see. I think there was 5. There was the Pro 800, which we've talked about, the Toro, the Mark II, MS1, the Selena, and the Edge. Yeah, so 5 things, or is that 6?
Bullshit 80.
No,
then.
5 things. Yeah,
BS 80. Sorry.
no BS80, and nothing more on all the other things that they've announced.
I think out of that selection, I'm most interested in the Pro 800 because
I've
I've got the Pro 1 that they did, and that's it's pretty all right, and to have like polyphony and memories, that'd be great, even if it just does
I have to say that the Mark II MS1 has given me a bit of FOMO, because owning the Mark I, as it will invariably be known as now, I think, I haven't got that bit. And I do remember when I did that review of the two side by side, that was one I thought, that's a bit of an omission. Why didn't they do that? Because that's kind of, the glide or the portamento on the original was kind of part of its charm. It was one of those nice little things. So
it was nice and laggy.
Yeah, but that in itself gave it a character that was exploited, I guess. So, but well done to them for bringing it up to doing a proper Mark II. And I know there's going to be people that are peed off by that, but there you go.
Or there was Behringer clone.
Yeah, the clone, yeah. But there was another thing that Behringer announced this week, and I will play you a little bit of the video.
So, Brains just became way more clever. Introducing Brains Reloaded. Brains Reloaded is a firmware update that adds 5 new engines to the Behringer Brains, all of which have been developed entirely in-house and work in addition to the 20 you get out of the box. So let's start with engine 1, or as we like to call it, BX7.
Nice.
BX7 is an FM synth engine giving you 32 classic FM patches, all of which are fully exchangeable and compatible with native DX7 patches. You can simply upload them using the Synth Tribe application.
We could watch all of that video if we wanted to, but that's 6 minutes of time we'll never get back in our lives. But this came as no surprise, given that Mutable Instruments did that kind of final update to the Platts, of course, which this is based on. However, obviously the headline edition is the DX compatibility, the FM thing, because that was done by the Mutable Instruments. I was trying to do a comparison because I'm not Euroraki, so I didn't really have much of an insight into this, but I was trying to do a side by side, and it seemed like some of the things that are now in Brains are the same, and some aren't so much, unless they've just kind of massaged the words and to make them look different. I'm no expert on this, and I'm guessing neither of you are as well, given that you're not into a Eurorack.
No.
But I have to say, I mean, you've got 25 engines in this module. If I was into Eurorack, I would definitely be considering something like this, because it gives me a wealth of variety, at least.
Yeah, it's an excellent starting point, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the original, Mutable Instruments is highly regarded. The Platts as a great source of oscillators. Yeah, look, it's got a DX7 in it. Not like I'm short of a few of those sounds, but It did sound quite. I mean, it's not difficult to emulate a DX7 really, and it did sound very DX7-ish. But
great
it's
for the basses and that. Yeah.
Great for basses, but for not a lot else, I would have thought. Maybe because the DX7 wasn't really known for its searing leads.
No, I always tend to sound like somewhere between a crappy harmonica and bagpipes.
You could do the whole "what's I've got to do with it" thing, couldn't you? Yeah. But no, bass sounds. FM I think is loved by most people for the bass sounds. All the bells, but it's. But no, it's a free update. You can't really complain. What's the module is like 99? It's it's stupidly cheap for a module that's capable. But they haven't got an original bone in their body. This lot, and here we go. It was. I think as soon as Mutable announced that upgrade to Platts, lots of people were saying, including myself, okay, when's Behringer going to do their update? And here we are.
Yeah. All the other products that were shown before this, I don't have a problem with, because it's not affecting anybody really. It's like you've got the Pro 800, like that doesn't affect sequential really. I don't think. There's a vast difference in quality and everything, and sequential don't even make the Prophet 600. So they've got you've got like the Prophet 6. I can't see this Pro 800 affecting sales of the Prophet 6 or the Prophet 5. It's not. I don't think the same people would be buying it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the what was that? The Edge thing. I've not got a problem with that, because it's some kind of Moog rip-off, but it's still relatively original. But when they start doing things like this, you can't be okay with it. Yeah, it's piracy, really. It's like some kind of legalized piracy.
To be fair, Mutable Instruments exists no more. She's gone off to do other things now. So
that's
true.
Partially why.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
but that's it. That's the thing, isn't it? How many sales did Mutable Instruments lose over the first iteration of this thing?
Could be. Yeah. The interesting thing is that the updates that is it Erica at Mutable? It begins with E. I apologise. I'm sure it's Erica, but if it's not, I'm very sorry. But the developer behind Mutable Instruments did these upgrades recently. The 1.2 upgrade, but they weren't open source like the rest of her stuff was.
Right.
So that's why I think they're making a bit of a deal about this being made in-house. I'm doing quotation fingers a lot today. I feel like Dr. Evil. Quotation fingers. I was the Princess of Canada, although I don't have the paperwork to back that up. But yeah, so there is that kind of thing. But there is, there's still, I completely take your point. There is still an air of sailing close to the edge, isn't it? But then that's what they do.
Space lasers. It's not mutable code for the update, so they haven't just ripped the code off. So,
however, there is a market for it. So,
yeah. And as I said to a colleague earlier this week when we were discussing this, they said, it's not mutable code because the mutable code was closed source and blah, blah, blah. And I said, but then when I hear that, all I hear is somebody opening up a Behringer mixer and seeing a PCB with Mackie written on it. Even though they say it's not, doesn't mean it isn't. Do you know what I mean? So, But look, we always end up going down this road, and I'm going to try.
But there's some interesting things coming out there, definitely, and that's a hell of a module.
Exactly. Look, if
little unit,
if by some freak of nature I decided that I was going to get into Eurorack, I think that or the Mutable Instruments one might be close to the top of my list, because I'll be wanting to get the most bang for my buck, and there you go.
Cracker.
Sorry, Dina. Dina went away for a meeting. She's come back, and the first word I hear is Barringer.
Yeah, but you want to hear what we're saying.
Oh, yes. Skip back 5 minutes. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Welcome back, Dina, by the way. Had a little chat with Dina. It's always lovely when Dina rings you up. She says, "Oh, Dina." Behringer have literally been... I was going to get rather crude there. No, they've been popping out a lot of stuff today. I think their social media manager was...
Shipping soon.
Yeah, shipping soon.
With my list.
Yeah. I just want to see these things in people's hands and making people happy and then making music with them, rather than the constant flow of look what we've just come up with, look what we're going to be making, and nothing comes out of the factory.
This is how everybody feels about the anaglyph.
Well, there's a slight difference there. By the way, the other thing that they announced was the Behringer anaglyph. No.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, quite.
Take it away, boys.
Funnily enough, there's a kind of a tenuous link going on here, because we've just had Dina come back into the room. We have been talking about Behringer, and one of the things that Behringer did was a clone of the ARP 2600, and they've also done the Odyssey. And this leads us neatly onto our next topic. I'll just cue the video. Let me just I might as well do the video first, and then I can cue up the images. Korg, our wonderful friends at Korg, have released, much to some people's either dismay or delightedness, the Korg ARP Odyssey FS kit.
Hey everyone, Natalie Shammy here. Let's take a look at the ARP Odyssey full-size kit. This is super cool circuitry. Sure, we have the manual, the quick start guide, the directions right in here, and the chassis. Some stickers. Assembly instructions. The original ARP Odyssey owner's manual. Super cool. And the ARP Odyssey kit's owner's manual. Let's take a look at the assembly instructions and get building. You're gonna want a Phillips screwdriver. Everything else is included. As you watch me build, I'll tell you a little bit about the ARP Odyssey full-size kit. I love that you can use the packing material to cushion the unit, and how organized all the parts are in the box. After removing the panel, you're gonna find your individualized serial number for this collector's item on a really nice, elegant plate. It really is a great touch to commemorate the unique experience of building it yourself, or with a friend, and distinguish it from any other ARP Odyssey. This ARP Odyssey full...
Well, there you go. Again, you can watch that video at your leisure over on the Korg YouTube channel. But yeah, they've released a full-size version kit form of the Korg ARP Odyssey. It features all 3 filter variations, so you can pick and choose which one you want from the Mark 1, 2 or 3, but it only comes in the Mark... Is it Mark 3 livery was the black and orange?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the third
Good.
one.
Thank you. I get nervous because Dean is in the room. If I get it messed up, I'm in deep trouble. Yeah, so it's a kit, and it's it's just a mere £1,699 UK pounds or $1,899.
Oh, that's a hefty price tag when you've got to make it yourself.
But you're not. I mean, it.
No, I'm sorry. I have a real problem here. All right.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Right. 1. Right. This is not a kit. Okay. Right. 2. This is not you building a synth. Okay. Right. This is the reason Korg have done this is because it's cheaper, right? In terms of import duties, etc., etc., if you can list something as a kit rather than a fully built unit, okay? You take the base off it, the circuit board's already bloody mounted in it. You're connecting a couple of ribbon cables and put the power supply in the side. That's not a kit. That's not assembling. That's not building a kit.
No.
No. Stop it.
Yeah.
This is like, here, you do the last 10 minutes of the job, and we save 50 quid. Right on. And we'll make it collectors.
Yeah. You do the last 10 minutes of it, but you won't benefit in any way, price-wise. In fact, we might add another 100 quid on for the privilege.
Yeah.
Do you know the thing that perturbed me the most about this? I mean, look, I get it. I understand that it's an ARP Odyssey. It's a really good version of the ARP Odyssey. It's highly regarded, but that serial number plate, being a collector of things as I am, it's on the inside. I don't want the thing that makes it truly unique to be on the inside. When my friends come over and say, "You see that? I built that. It's special, that one. Look, it's got the special." Oh, no, it hasn't. I've got to take it apart to show you the thing that really makes it. I just didn't understand. When she showed it, I thought, "Oh, that's where they put it. It's like it's the holding place, and then you unscrew it, and then you put it on the back of the unit or something."
I thought that was on the bottom. It's not.
No, it's on the inside. As far as
it's on the inside of the thingy.
The thing that she called the chassis.
Yeah.
Now,
they made it the black and orange Mark III. Mm-hmm. They've given it the white face Mark 1 case around the outside.
What did the others have?
They had a metal case. And and it was on a hinge and it lifted that way.
Oh, I see.
So what you could have done is undo the screws and go, look, there's the label that makes it special, and then close it.
Right, yeah.
Did they all have the overhanging teeth?
No, I don't think they did they?
No, they did. Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
I know some because I watched my Alex Ball video yesterday.
Yeah, they've all got goofy keyboards.
All of them, yeah, that was all the thing. Yeah. Because I know the Korg one doesn't, which is a sensible thing because you just don't want to.
It is a sensible thing. However, I had the mini one.
Oh yeah,
I did like it.
We very rarely see an Odyssey with broken keys.
Yeah, but the keyboard on that mini one, I didn't like it. I didn't like those slim keys, and they kind of made like a rubbery noise when you did like a run on them, and it was quite noticeable, like a little squelch, a little rubbery squelch thing.
You sure that wasn't just you?
It might have been me.
Yeah, it might be you.
I was quite excited. So
yeah, well there you go.
Yeah. So I am interested in this, but I'd like they did on the mini Korg, was it? The mini Korg, was it the mini Korg, that 700 thing?
They did an FS version. They didn't do a kit version. They did an MS-20.
No, I know, yeah. But there's the Korg that with all the coloured knobs across the front.
Yeah, that's the 700.
700S.
Yeah, 700S. Well, they put like something like 4. Well, it seems like they put like 4 patch memories or something on that.
There's 10 or something.
Is there? But there's like 4
10,
buttons across the top.
Yeah,
and that'd be great because an Odyssey for me, there's like my Billy Curry sound. There's maybe a bass sound and a short sequency sound. That's all I need an Odyssey for, those types of sounds. Mm-hmm. So if I could program them in, that would be absolutely amazing. I don't really enjoy having to recall sounds that way. You could sample it, I suppose. But great synth. Obviously, big fans of the ARP kind of way, and this is again a great chance to use a great sounding synth. I didn't think the examples at the end of the video were a particularly good advert for it. I think they'd done a bit of a botched job there on them, but cracker. It's a bit expensive, but I'd still probably consider it.
Yeah, that was the thing that a lot of people balked at, was the price. UK price is 1,700 quid. For something you've got to put together yourself, whether it's an intensive soldering job or not, it's still you're still thinking I'm paying.
I think it
more.
takes longer to get it out of the box than it does to build it.
Yeah, probably.
To be honest,
I mean, there is some, there's a little satisfaction, I guess, in saying, I put that together. But
yes, but really, like I said on Facebook, I've seen the way people park. There's going to be loads of these broken on eBay. Where they go, oh, we put the plug on back the front. It was really hard, so we hit it.
Yeah. It is limited edition, so I don't know how limited. They didn't divulge that information, or certainly I didn't
until people stop ordering them.
I thought this with the 700S. I was like, I might actually get one of them, and I went online and it's gone everywhere. You couldn't get one anywhere.
700S is special though.
I really want one of those.
They are beautiful. Really. They are beautiful. But if they were going to do do another one of these sort of things, why not do the 800 DV and be done with it?
Yeah, which is two 700s.
Two 700Ss in a box. But there's a little bit of messing around you can do with it. And they are lovely. I've always loved them. Those ones. There you go.
Whilst we're on the topic of ARP again, Oh, well, before we do that, let's just say that if you want to get this, you want to know more about it, then Korg.com is the place to go, and you can learn all about the ARP Odyssey FS kit. But it's available from all good retailers and some bad ones as well. And there it is. And of course, a good nod at the bottom there to the Alan R. Perlman Foundation. Hurrah! Yeah.
Interesting, they called it FS kit.
FS, yeah.
I'll probably say fuck's sake kit. Fuck's sake kit. I think not, baby puppy. I'm going to bang on about that for months.
There's a part of me that thinks I wouldn't mind getting something like that for Christmas, and you build it on Christmas Day before you have lunch, and then you drunk play it afterwards for a few hours. But it's not something I should be asking my wife for Christmas.
Or you spend the rest of the day going, why isn't it working?
Yeah. And it'll be, Ken.
Yeah.
and you'll be like,
how do you calibrate these?
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Korg ARP Odyssey FS kit available now. Fill your boots if you want to. So, as I said before, there is another ARP thing that I just want to give a shout out to, because he's bloody brilliant. We bloody love him, and he's only gone and done another video. This time it's Alex Ball and the ARP Quadra.
Hello, so today we are going to look at the glorious, the majestic, the rather neon ARP Quadra from 1978. Now, I've already done a feature-length documentary on ARP, so I'm not going to go deep into the history in this video. We're going to focus more on what it is, what it does, and what it sounds like.
And she'll leave it there. Go and watch it. It's 20 minutes of just Alex Ball being brilliant. Alex Ball, I want his babies. Did I just say that out loud? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, so go and check that out on Alex Ball's exceptional channel. And then when you've done that, go and watch his Alan R. Perlman ARP history documentary, which is just fantastic. But yeah, that's my friend Andrew Ward's ARP Quadra, who goes online by the name of ARP Quadra. He is just essential. I think if you chopped him in half, you'll find an ARP Quadra in there somewhere. But yeah, it's a very fine example. A lovely synth. I mean, it's an odd synth, isn't it? It's this kind of, obviously the name Quadra comes from, it's like four parts. The string part, the bass part, the lead part, and the polysynth part, and then you've got this kind of phase shifter thing in the middle that you can feed it all through, and that's when it starts to really come alive. But if you want to really know how odd the Quadra was, but in a very unique and appealing way, it was a very odd thing. Go and check out that video, because he'll tell you all about it. So there you go. So yeah, I just thought I'd give that a plug because I love him and he does great stuff, and we need more of that in the world. Right, so what else have we got? Oh yeah, we've got a couple of things. What are we looking at time-wise? We should be okay. This next thing was rather interesting, I thought. I think what I'll do first is I'll play the intro video, which is like 30 seconds long, and then I'll play this kind of slightly extended demo thing. Obviously I won't play the whole lot, but people of a certain age, such as ours, we had, I think when we were younger, we had just a few obsessions. One of them was clearly synthesizers, and I would hazard a guess that most of us were really into arcade games. Would I be right in saying that?
I was
video games.
Yeah.
We are the video game generation. We were the first people to benefit as end users. You know, they came out just as we were like hitting those things. So why not take the two things and mash them up?
For 40,000 years, music was something we gathered to do. Then it became content to consume. But we were born to create our world together, not scroll it alone. Tomorrow is ours to take part in. Online, in real life, in real time.
Check, yeah. London boy, not raised in the valley. Used to get splashed and dashed in the alley. Snakes at French.
I'm going to stop it there before we get a copyright strike. I just thought, maybe. This is by Endless, Tim Exile's company, and Tim has developed the Endless app, which people like Gaz Williams get really excited about, and a lot of other people too, by the way. But it's an arcade unit, but with a drum machine and music making stuff and 16 I was going to say NPC pads, but they're not NPC pads, they're arcade firing buttons, so they're those real kind of hard wearing things, and there's all sorts going on in there. I mean, it looks incredible.
It's a crazy idea, isn't it?
It is bonkers, but when you look at it, it's just like, oh yeah, why didn't anybody think of this before? And I think that there's a collaborative thing going on in there as well, because the whole point of Endless was it was making things together online using this app, collaborative thing. It's just an absolutely bonkers concept. It looks delicious. I would love one of these anywhere in my house. It's just absolutely fantastic. But it's a beat-making arcade machine. You can buy one of these. Obviously, they're a little limited, and I don't know if it's going to give me a price.
Oh, it's hefty.
Yeah, so you're looking at about 12 grand, 12
Yeah.
US. So you can pick your designs from here. Actually, no, it does go as far down. Oh, it's a bargain, 9,999. But look, I mean, there's 25 being built, and they're all serial numbered from 1 to 25. The first one is being auctioned off, because that'll be the real sort of interesting one. But yeah, you can get the off-grid design for 11,999, and then the regular version for just a mere 9,999 US dollars. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, what do you reckon? Do you
I watched it and I was kind of like this.
Hang on. We need a close up of that. Do that again. Now. There you go.
It was like
Hedgehog caught in the headlights. Look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that. And then when I saw the guys doing the performance with it, I thought that the guy like producing the track in the background, he looked like he was just playing a video game and shouldn't be
That was
doing.
Tin. That was Tin.
It was like he was having a game of Pac-Man while this other bloke was rapping. It just looked weird to me. It may be because I've never seen it before, but It didn't seem right, I think, but yeah, it's different. It's somewhat different, but I don't know whether it takes some of the seriousness out of it somehow. Like it's like producing a track on GarageBand. It's not quite, like if somebody says, "Oh, I haven't listened to my new album. I did it on GarageBand." You're like, "Oh, did you?" And this to me has a little bit of that. It's more of a game. It's more of an activity than a professional tool, I think. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I like a lot of things about it. I think it's crazy expensive, and I don't know how it's going to be used. I don't see how it fits in.
There is a kind of, I'm only just like assuming this, but it seems like there are 3 modes to this system. There's an arcade mode, so I guess maybe it's a bit like some of these video games. What was the one I used to play all the time? But GarageBand, not GarageBand, Rock Band, and there was, what's the other one? I can't remember now. My kids play it all the time. We get the guitars with the coloured buttons. It seems like it could be a fun thing to do, so you can play games with music.
Yeah.
Then there's an open mic thing on there, so I don't quite know. Is that a collaboration online thing? Can you connect with other people, either that are using Beat Machine or maybe other Endless stuff? And then there's the studio version, which allows you to create tracks, because if you look at some of the screens, they are it does. Here you go. Arcade mode featuring BT. Oh, there he is. Packed with remix challenges and beat making missions, lit up with custom graphics and so on and so forth. And then there's the open mic mode, places full creative power of the Beat Machine in public spaces for live beat battles, open mic nights and jam sessions. That actually sounds, can you imagine? We used to go to the pub to play Trivial Pursuit or just the good old Fruit Machine. Now you can get in there and you can do music making in the working men's club or whatever. So and then studio mode. So I thought that was Imogen Heap. It was. Provides an active physical experience to help you break free from obsessing over details and find new inspiration. Has a microphone built in the side as well, which is interesting. So it looks. Somebody's had a crazy idea, but actually had the cojones to go through with it. It looks incredibly well built.
At one point, it looked like Tim was actually twisting those
melons. Just in the melons, man.
No, there's like on an arcade like button. There's like a ring around the outside, and I was watching, and it looked as though he was actually grabbing the outside of.
I think you might be right,
and turning it. And I thought, now that's something quite interesting. I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
and that's what led me to mention it. It looks as though you can configure something there with those things, but
they do look like they're grabbable, don't they? And then there's this display here which kind of, I guess, gives you a bit of feedback on that. It's a touchscreen as well. But there's 2 touchscreens. There's a big one and a small one, and arcade buttons, arcade joysticks, integrated speak. It's a crazy idea, but and it probably will never become a mass market thing. But can you see this maybe being in the bars and the pubs and the clubs around the world, people getting together around this?
I think it's more of that kind of thing, isn't it? Than it's not a. I don't think it's a music production tool in that sense, but it is an entertainment device. But where it would have been great is in studios of yesterday, when you sat around a load of dead time, you can you can have a go on that, and then maybe come up with something really creative and incorporate that into what you're doing in the main room.
Azia has sort of said the same thing. Who knows?
It is interesting for that.
Kent, any thoughts on this?
Many, but I don't know if I can repeat them.
Have a go.
All right. Why would you want something this fucking big, right, anywhere near you. We're going to put the bloody thing. 'Cause pubs ain't going to buy these. Pubs tend to
They lease them, don't they?
rent the space in the pub, and if it does well, then they carry on renting it out. I don't know. Maybe there's an aspect to this that I haven't seen yet, but I'm sorry, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
Really, you know. I can see the aspect. It's almost one of those things where you go, yeah, it was minutes of fun for the whole family, and that's about. It's something that you don't.
I can't connect to your Wi-Fi. You can find session instructions in the help section of your Alexa app.
And she's still more use than that thing is. And honestly, I don't know who their market will be. I don't know who will be queuing up to buy these. I really do. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
But it's a new route, a new avenue. Who knows? It's like how the TV 303 started out and how it ended up. I mean, maybe you'll see somebody playing one of these on the Graham Norton show one night.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you never know.
I used to when I was a teenager, and I used to go in pubs, and I used to go on the fruit machines, or as the years rolled by, then they became things like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire quiz machines or Trivial Pursuit quiz machines, and I used to spend hours on there because anything with flashy lights. But you'd always put your money in, and you'd always come out worse off. You didn't win the jackpot, or whatever you won, you put back in, and you were no better off. But you can go out to one of these, and if it is coin operated, I don't know, but you could actually come away with something that you've created.
Yeah. Probably a black eye off the people who sat at the table next to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it would produce the only time the sentence would be produced would be like, which one of you twonks spilled beer on my guitar loop? Is the only time that sentence would ever be muttered, really.
I've got to applaud the ingenuity. I've got to applaud the chutzpah it's brave to come, stick. I mean, if these machines are retailing for 10 to 12,000, I don't know what's the markup on one. I don't know. Maybe it's probably going to cost at least half of that to build.
Yeah,
maybe a bit more, because those arcade parts, they're not cheap. Do you know who I want to speak to about this? Is our resident musician stroke video game expert, Mr. B.G. Ollie, who was on the show a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to know what Ollie knows or thinks about this, because this is firmly in his corner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I've not seen him in the chat, so he must be busy, or maybe he just doesn't like
that really
anymore.
is going to the altar of knowledge, I think, on this, to be honest.
I think so.
And what he says is because he's going to know more about that industry and what's involved in that industry and the people who are within that industry. And
Ollie, where are you?
Yeah. He's probably around there.
I was going to message him. I'm using my phone as a camera.
I'm going to do it live on air right now.
It'd be really funny if he's round there considering buying one. It's been shown around the factory.
Get on the show chat now. We need your expertise. Wink emoji. All right.
Oh man, you got this comment from Matt.
Was it a banjo for STI?
Yeah. So just in case, look, there's BG Ollie's thing, and I've
can't read it. Can't read it.
We'll take your word for those blue panels on that blank screen.
It's difficult to.
Mind you, there's a reason for that.
We're moving slowly. See, BG Ollie, you see that?
Now it's very, very slowly blurred. So that's not really an improvement.
It's all right. So we
believe you. We believe you.
We believe you.
You don't even look like Boris Johnson.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So has he seen it yet? No, he's not seen it yet.
Yeah, okay.
Or he's got his. No, he does show that he's seen. Well,
probably playing his hamburger.
Yeah, it's hamburger.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was funny.
Why you got hamburger on your wall?
A what now? A hamburger. A what? You've got a hamburger on your wall. Oh, that's a drum. Okay.
Yeah.
I find that racially offensive.
What's that?
You doing an Irish accent?
You think that was an Irish?
I thought it was American.
Do you know I
heard a bit of Derry
French
in there.
Anyway. He can't be offended by that. He's French.
No, I am. I'm Irish.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I can do it much better than you. Now.
When I'm with Irish people, which I've got quite a few Irish friends.
Yeah.
It feels like I can naturally do. When I'm trying, if somebody says do an Irish accent, and I will sound like the leprechaun off the Lucky Charms advert, which is horrible.
Yeah.
So
fairy tale Irishman.
Yeah,
it's really.
But listen,
yeah, I'm the same with French people, and I'm very, as I said before. Oh no, monsieur! Suddenly, I'm Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. Well, we've summoned him. I don't know whether he'll turn up, but I will berate him later. And he sent me a package. Actually, I got a package that arrived the other day, and it's not going to get open because there's no chuffing point. I'm going to open it and then just pack it back up again.
Put it back in again, yeah.
But it got some really interesting things inside. But at the moment, it's Schrodinger's box because I know what's in there, but I don't know if it's there because I haven't been able to open it.
Yeah.
So, interesting stuff. Anyway, right. Endless. Look, I mean, very, very clever. Tim XR, very, very clever man. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this became a thing, but equally, I probably wouldn't be at all surprised if it vanished without a trace and ended up in just very wealthy people's lounges or studios or whatever. But anyway, I applaud the ingenuity.
Well, let's hope they do well anyway.
Yeah.
If you got a spare 10 grand knocking down the back of the sofa somewhere, go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Discover.endless.fm is the website address. It will be, hopefully, I'll say this, it will be in the show notes underneath the video later. I do apologise, though. I have to say this now. For the last few weeks, I haven't been putting the links in the description post-show. And I have an excuse. We all know what that is because it's all going on around me at the moment. So I do apologise. If anybody wants to leave snarky comments, feel free. They will just be completely ignored. But no, I'm trying to. I will catch up. But it'll be something I can do to relax once I've got this stressful thing out of the way. So there you go.
Yeah.
So 25 minutes to go. I got 25 minutes to go. 25 minutes to go.
Tell us a joke.
Tell us a joke.
Have we got no topics left?
No, we have. We've got.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Well, we've got one topic, and I was hoping we might see the gentleman concerned in the chat. I haven't seen him there. Ben Breslin, if you are around, make yourself known. Talking of Irishmen abroad, Ben, of course, lives in Berlin, I believe. Guess who's going to Berlin in a couple of months' time? Is it?
Not me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Robbie and the Ghost.
Are you a friendly ghost? Yeah. So
Ghost.
Yeah. So Ben has asked us to share some stuff with you guys and girls, and we just wanted to help him out because I have to really kind of think about what I'm going to say now because we have been privy to some top secret information. But Ben Breslin is working on a live music production tool. I think that's probably the fairest way to describe it without going into huge amounts of information. He's come up and I've been very lucky. He's shown me these things and asked me my opinion, and basically I was like, yeah, it looks great, and I can see exactly. But I don't play music live. I haven't done for many, many years, so maybe I'm not your target audience. But I gave him some feedback, and he's now looking for some broader, more specific. Can you be broadly specific? I don't know. But he's looking for a wider range of specific input from people who could potentially use this live music production type tool in the wild, and he wants artists to give him some feedback, and he would like you to go and visit this address. So I'm going to leave it on the screen. This is, trust me, this is the short link. If I put the long one up, it would be very long. But this is the short link. I will drop it into the description very shortly. I promise I will do that. But he just wants some information.
Put it in the chat, I suppose.
Oh, we could. Of course we could. There we go. Let me do that. Look at that. Technology.
There we go. Yeah.
Marvellous. Yeah. There's your link. Go and click on it. Why I did not think of doing that in the first place? I don't see. My brain is addled. It's frazzled.
You're in move mode.
Oh, mate, it's just the worst. Because I go to bed at night. I think I've got everything sorted. I've got a plan, and I've done this, and I've ticked that box, and then all of a sudden something looms in your head. Oh my god! Case in point, I had agreed. Me and my wife had said, well, my wife and I had said, we're going to hand our keys back on this place on a particular Friday, which turns out to be Good Friday. So we couldn't do that. But turns out now we can do that. But anyway, and that dawned on me in the middle of the night. I was just like, I sort of woke up and thought, oh God, it's Good Friday. Anyway.
You put the SteamYard link into the chat.
Oh, no.
I never did.
Come on, everybody, join in.
Yeah, go on, we'll have a fight.
I can't delete it.
I might be able to. No, we can't delete it because you're.
Oh, do you know? See,
pin.
Well, the last 25 minutes should be interesting.
Yeah,
that's right. They can knock on the door, but only I can let them in.
Oh, that's
it's a free for all. Come on, join in.
Oh, yeah.
Give us your opinion now.
So, literally, as I am telling you about this stuff, I'm making the mistakes. How do I? Oh, here we go. I just do that, and somebody tried it. Somebody tried it, and they went. They went again.
Wasn't Ollie, was it?
No, it wasn't. If Ollie is there, right? Boom. There we go.
Ah, that's the right.
That's the right. Oh.
Well, we've never done that before.
Get somebody come onto the show. Yeah, I've come to sign the questionnaire.
Yeah. It was him. And entered and saw. Yes,
he could have stayed.
He could have stayed.
It's fine by me. Yeah.
Anyway,
I completed Ben's questionnaire earlier before the show, and I wasn't sure if I was coming at it from the right angle, because I was obviously looking at it from the electromantics angle, and maybe not from like a doorless jam angle. You know, I'm not sure what it is he's looking for totally. So he's got it from the angle of somebody who plays in like clubs and small theatres, and and probably not the information he needed at all.
Well, I think Ben will be appreciative of all the information that he can get, because he really does need some really good information, and it's not just him that needs the information. I really have to keep checking myself to make sure I'm not saying what I shouldn't say. It looks promising that Ben will be able to do something with this, and so there needs to be some compelling evidence that it would be something that people would want and use.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. So thankfully, now that I've posted the right link in the chat, and just so anybody knows, the link that I posted that lets you come into the show only works for this show. So you can't save that and use it next week or anything.
No,
it's changed every week. But
oh.
Yes, there you go.
You know, fun.
I know. So there you go. That's the link
random
is there
element
in the chat. Let me post it in again this time, and just one more time. If you can give Ben a hand to just tell him about your use of music technology in a live situation. He's kind of looking for that information. So even if you might not be buying this thing, he just wants to know some stuff. And I promised him last night that I would stick it out on the show.
Just as a point on that, also don't hang too much on the word live.
Yeah.
Because there's probably people like me who, like, when they're composing at home in the studio, they want to try and hear as much of that composition as it goes along. And if you got a unit that helps you to deal with multiple instruments, i.e., with levels and stuff, and having that remote aspect, so you can be able to play a lot of things, even though you're only playing the one machine. There's that aspect of it, and things along those lines. So it's more about how you think you would use the machine as well.
Just
Just
go and fill it in.
Make it as eclectic as possible, basically.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
So good stuff, and we'll be catching up. Ben and I will be catching up with the other Ben in Berlin at Superbooth. Maybe we'll get a few words with him whilst we're there. And anyone, Jim Glue contacted me the other day. He's going to be there at Superbooth as well.
Good man.
If you are going to Superbooth, look out for the fat one and the white one. And we'll be wearing stinky ProSynth Network shirts because we won't have watched, because we're tight. We're tight because we bought the cheapest tickets that we could on Ryanair. Actually, we didn't. We bought the second cheapest.
Initially, you bought the cheapest.
Yeah. No, actually, we bought the second.
What do you mean
cheapest.
oxygen is extra?
Now listen. I've never flown Ryanair before because so many people have told me that it's not probably the nicest experience. So this is actually going to be my first flight on Ryanair. And some of you might know that I suffer from a sleep disorder, which means that when I go to sleep at night, I have to wear a mask that is attached via a hose to a medical grade pump called a CPAP machine. And it keeps me breathing when I'm asleep, because I stop breathing when I sleep.
And keep rolling over to your wife going, "I'm Batman."
Yeah. So
he's Bane, isn't he?
That's Bane. Yeah, it's more Bane than it is. But anyway,
I was born in the dark.
So I have to take this everywhere I go. And because we're going to be tight on luggage space, I think, I'm really not going to be able to take many clothes. It's just going to be a change of underwear, and that's it, really. So I contacted Ryanair, and they have given me a waiver, which means that I can take that as an extra piece of onboard luggage at no extra cost.
Oh, wow. Very good.
Yeah. So, look,
there's a stone tablet with that written on somewhere, don't you?
Yeah. Credit to them for that, though. So I was quite pleased with that, because I thought, God, I'm going to have to. So anyway, I can use a slightly larger case, and I'm happy.
Mostly splendid.
Yeah. Indeed. So if you are in Berlin, May 11th to the 13th, Ben and I will be arriving on the 11th, and we're going to stay all the way to the 13th. We're going to do it big, and we're going to do it large. And in fact, we'll probably be in bed by 9 o'clock because we're all getting on.
I'm planning on having at least one pint while I'm there.
At least one. Yeah.
I'll be here thinking of you, don't worry.
Yeah. Now, looking forward. Talking of shows, by the way, I did make an announcement on the Facebook, on the ProSynth Network Facebook page. Tomorrow is supposed to be in Norwich for Synth East, which is this new synthesizer and modular expo that's been organised by our friend and my colleague Robin Vincent. It's going to be taking place at the Norwich Arts Centre, which is a fantastic little venue. It's in conjunction with Electronic Sound magazine, which is a fine monthly tome. Steve Davis will be there. Gaz Williams will be there. Our very own Andrew Brooks will be there. I believe, I don't know if Jim's going. I know Edna's Disco Machine, Graham, he's going to be there. But unfortunately, I'm not. For the very reason, and I'll say it again, I'm moving house. And it was just like, I can't take a day out of my schedule now that I've only got like 30 days or so left to go. More to the point, my wife probably would have killed me had I said, I'm going off to a synthesizer show, darling. You can pack the garage, can't you? So unfortunately, I won't be there with the DX1, which was the plan, and also the TX816, which I was going to bring that, and the FS1R. Just basically make it a lovely FM corner. We had banners printed. We even had, I think I showed this on the show. Did I show these on the show last week?
I think so. Oh, yes,
business cards. Yeah, we got business cards.
Look at this.
Yeah. So we're getting proper. We're putting the pro into ProSynth Network. So yeah, we've. But the good news is that stuff won't go to waste because, all being well, unless I have to move house again in a few months. Oh, I shouldn't talk that shit up, should I?
No, not even jokingly.
But we will be at Synthesized, which is an event that's held at the Centre for Computing History in Cambridge, and that's going to be June, July time. There hasn't been a definite date set, but it will happen, and I will be there, and I'm going to take a bunch of stuff. I'm going to make up for not being able to do Synth East. So we'll be there with our stand, with our banners. You can come and look at the banner. You can interact with the banner. It's got QR codes and stuff. So it's very good. But unfortunately, I won't be able to go to Synth East. But if you are going to Synth East in Norwich tomorrow at the Norwich Arts Centre on St Benedict Street, have a flipping brilliant time. There's going to be an evening thing as well. I believe actually even Ian J. Cole was going, or did he have to sell his ticket? I can't remember now. But anyway, there's going to be lots of people there, and our very own Andy Brooks, one of our moderators, is going to be performing. They're going to have sort of like a modular off, I don't know. They're going to pair people up to do sort of random stuff. It sounds like it's going to be really cool. So if you are going, have a safe trip, enjoy it. It's a wonderful event to have happening in our region, in a wonderful city that, of course, I am biased, but it is probably the finest city in Norfolk. Ian says his other ticket is free to anyone wanting to go. There you go. Wow. If you go and stand on the corner of St Benedict's tomorrow morning, you might find a dodgy-looking Yorkshireman with a free ticket.
And it still might not be Ian.
And it still might not be Ian, yeah. Well, yeah, because it could be Andy, couldn't it? Yeah, dodgy Yorkshireman.
Dodgy Yorkshiremen, they're everywhere.
Indeed, but go along if you can and enjoy. All the day tickets are sold out, but I believe there might be some night tickets for the evening's event and Steve Davis and everything. And trying to think who the other performers are. Let me get this up on screen. So you've got Nick Colkvoid, you've got Finley Shakespeare, you've got, of course, Robin Vincent and Steve Davis. There's a double act. And I believe Gaz is going to be there as well. So, yeah.
Ronnie O'Sullivan on piano.
Yeah. That's Bullseye, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
What was Pot Black? That was a plinkety-plonkety honky-tonk.
Very similar. Plinkety-plonk, yes.
Yeah. So, for those of you that didn't grow up in the 1970s in Britain, you'll have no idea what we're talking about.
No.
But Google Pot Black.
And probably healthier.
And Bullseye. What? Sorry.
I can play the Bullseye theme. Yeah, I can play that.
You two can stare aimlessly at this boat, even though you live like 40 miles away from any bloody water.
Yeah. Look at what you could have won.
I used to be able to play it anyway, but I can't now.
You could have won this box of matches.
Yeah. Look at what you could have won. Speedboat. You guys, a speedboat. I live in Derbyshire. What am I going to do with a flipping speedboat?
I'm allergic to water.
Yeah. You could have won a mini metro.
You could have won this lion.
Yeah.
Grr.
You see, people always used to make fun of Bullseye at the end. The top prize was a car, or it might have been a speedboat. And they always used to go, well, how are you going to divvy that up? I always wondered how they were going to divvy the fitted kitchen up. Because one of the top prizes was a fitted kitchen. Well, if there's two of you and you're not related, how does that work?
There you go. That won't bloody fit in my kitchen.
I know. Just anyway, we've gone slightly off piste here, and we're killing time. Yeah.
Do you think?
Killing time. Anyway,
they're talking about it in the chat. They're like,
yeah.
I'm sure they still show Bullseye on Challenge TV.
They do.
Damn scoop.
I'm absolutely positive that they do. The
questions might not be so relevant.
Yeah. They only show the shows now where the presenter wasn't part of or a subject of investigation for Operation U Tree.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Oh, dearie me. Never mind.
Classics.
Absolutely. The very best. Right. So that really is it. We have run out of topics.
We've done it.
Yeah, you
We've
couldn't
done-
tell though. It was seamless. Seamless.
Absolutely seamless. We've still got 10 minutes to fill here. So
Yeah,
Tell a joke.
I think people would rather us go, to be honest.
We've got lives to live. Like, you know.
I'm still waiting for a response from Ollie. He's deliberately ignoring me. Hang on, where are we? Let's see. Oh, hang on. What's this? Oh no, it's a notification. He's not read it. He's not even read the bloody thing. Oh dear me. Never mind. Oh well.
How what's this? You are currently using your unarranged. Oh no, that's not.
He'll probably get back to you going, actually, I'm sorry I missed your message. I've been playing with my Endless.
Yes. Yeah. You've probably been beta testing.
All right. Don't worry. It's okay then.
Yeah. Yeah. He would have been perfect as a beta tester. Wouldn't he? He'd been absolutely bang on.
Yeah, it would have been bang on. Yeah. Right on point, yeah.
I don't know what else to really talk about now. I think we've kind of exhausted all the. Oh, let me first of all let's just bring this off the screen, shall we? There you go.
There you go.
It would have been nice if we could have done a demo of the Mini Monster 2. I think.
I know. I should have thought about.
That's definitely the big story of today's show is the Mini Monster 2. I think.
Yes.
It's really exciting as well if G-Force can update the rest of the fleet, as it were. I think you've got a serious collection of synths.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that will happen. Although again, NDA.
I know, but it just seems likely, doesn't it? It seems likely that they're going to do that, and it's going to be great when they do.
I think the one I would love them to do next in terms of they probably don't need to do anything other than just to update the UI and the patch browser is Imposca. If they could do that, because that I always find it. If I haven't used it for a while, I forget where to click to get certain things up. I always think, where the bloody hell is the patch browser? And I always forget where it's
somewhere down on the left, isn't it?
Yeah,
and low down. Yeah.
So I'm sure that's probably that would be good.
Well, if Imposca did get a serious update, there'd be a load of people pulling out their touch digital controllers out of the cupboard.
Yeah,
and wiping all the old socks off it and going, let's have another go.
All two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that would be great to see that. And I'm sure we will. It seems,
Another one, the GeForce collection, that would be a good one.
Oh, yeah, like a suite.
Yeah, that would be all right if that could happen.
I've just thought, so thank you for saying that. You've just reminded me. Let me just do this here. Fill for me, lads. Fill for me.
Oh, right. Well.
How's your hat?
It's not bad. I was
good
a bit worried. The one that I had on in our chat yesterday had bird poo on the top of it.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. We had a conversation yesterday, and he had bird shit on his head.
Yeah. That's supposed to be lucky. He said no hat cleaner.
Yeah, it wasn't lucky for me. Nothing good happened.
Sort you out. Well, we had what was the wildlife thing? Oh yeah, about all my shoes being stolen by foxes.
Oh yeah.
That was bizarre.
Mental, isn't it?
And Robbie's Italy trip.
And had to repair the car in slippers.
Yeah, I was talking about taking my dad's ashes over to Italy.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah.
It was a bit of a bizarre conversation yesterday.
It sounds like it would have been easier to bring plutonium into sort of like Kazakhstan or something than trying to get your dad's ashes into Italy.
It feels like that at the moment.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was a little odd. Guess who I've just heard back from?
Ollie.
That's why my watch is pinging at me. What? I wasn't at my desk. He is. He's here.
He's here. Yeah.
All right. very quickly then, Ollie. So the reason, thank you for responding. Yeah, that's actually quite pertinent. This has turned into the Kent show suddenly.
I haven't said the F word once.
This is true.
What the hell?
So, Ollie, we thought we needed you. We actually needed you because we had a news item today, which I've very cleverly, he says, shut down. Let me just bring this back up again. Here we go. So we had this news topic today, which was right up your alley, as they say. It was this, which is from Endless, and it's the Endless Beat Machine. It's a combination of an arcade machine and a music making machine, and we wanted to know what you thought of combining the two things that you have a massive passion for. So,
and if you want to join us in person, Robbie accidentally posted the link to the show in the chat.
Scroll up the chat, you'll find the link. You can jump in and talk about it, or we'll get you on at some other point and have a chat about it. But were you aware of this, and what do you think of this? This is why we needed you here. But we're like,
I think I can hear him crying from here.
Yeah. He's like, oh, what have I let myself in for? So whilst we wait to see if Ollie does have an opinion, or if he does manage to find the link. There you go. That's all you need. Sacre de mer.
Merde.
Yeah. What was it? Oh, yes. So, March 7th, which I believe is Tuesday? Next Tuesday.
Okay.
I've got to take this off screen first and then put this on. But next Tuesday, Cherry Audio are going to be announcing that new synth that they teased that we know absolutely nothing about.
Is there any clues there? Because I can't see any clues there, and I know what it is. I might do anyway.
But it's funny you should say that, because I was trying to crack the code in reverse.
Yeah.
And I thought I came up with something. Obviously, I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah, you can't say. You can say next week.
Yeah, but there is... So, by the way, I know who that is. See that guy there?
Yeah.
I know who that is.
It looks like a cross between Nick Rhodes and Liam Gallagher to me.
I thought it looked like Ben Stiller in a wig. But I do know who it is.
It's Mitchell.
I want my VST!
Yeah, it is Mitchell. It is Mitchell. But yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 6 p.m. UK time on Tuesday. It will all be revealed. And that, so there is a code, I guess, I think. There's always a little hint of something. And I figured it out. But I figured that out in two ways. There's two possible. It would be interesting to maybe speak to the Cherry Audio guys and see if we got that right.
Do you know what? Do you know what I found particularly funny about this was if I didn't know what this was, I watched that video and I recognised something. So I would know what it was.
I recognise there is something in the video.
Very, very, very specific.
Are you talking visual?
Yes.
Yeah. I know what you're on about as well. Yeah, I spotted that and all.
Yeah. Exactly. I know what that is.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't it be nice if we could talk to the Cherry Audio guys about that?
Well,
shall we? Should we do that next week?
Yeah, let's do that next week.
Let's do that next week.
Can we do that next week? That'd be brilliant.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? It's almost like we planned it.
Yeah, I can't wait to
now.
talk
Hans
to them.
has turned us down for.
I can't wait to talk to them next week about this, because I've got to be honest. This is my favourite Cherry Audio.
Is it really?
So far,
it is quite good, isn't it?
It is nice. Actually.
It is. Yeah. It's great.
It is rather good. So everyone, look out for Tuesday, go onto the Cherry Audio YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, don't miss it. 6 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Pacific, which then makes it midday on the East Coast. Yes, midday. Or is it midday or 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock. Oh, geez, man, my head. It's one. You're on the East Coast, you know. I'm not sure. It's 1 p.m. Yes. It's 1 p.m. East Coast, 10 a.m. 1 p.m. East, 10 a.m. West, because there's 3 hours, isn't there? Yeah, that's it. I've been working in so many time zones this week at work. It's just been crazy. But yeah, it's lots of people have been guessing, and I have to say that a lot of people have got it wrong. So if you want to know what it is, Cherry Audio's website and of course their YouTube channel Tuesday, and then we'll talk in depth about it next Friday with Mitchell and Dan.
That's going to be great.
Yep.
Always have to have Mitchell and Dan on.
People obviously don't know what a Casio CT30 looks like.
No, quite. So yeah, lots of fun there. Anyway, that has conveniently just tipped us over the 9 o'clock threshold. So I think we are now we've completed our contractual obligation of a 2-hour show, and I hope that you've all enjoyed it. Yes, indeed. So we'll be back same time, same place next week with the guys from Cherry Audio telling us all about their new thing that's coming out on Tuesday, which I need to write a review for. I've just remembered. So yeah, come and join us then. Guys, Ben, are you back to gigging this weekend or another weekend off?
I've got another weekend off and a return to gigging. Oh no. I don't know if I return to gigging on Friday.
No.
Oh, I hope not.
Are we going to have to get somebody off the subs bench?
Yeah. I'm hoping that I don't, but I've got a feeling that I do.
You just got to put the link in the chat again.
Yeah.
Well, let us know.
But I want to talk to the Cherry Audio guys about this new thing.
Well,
this Timberwolf. This.
Don't show up to the gig; they won't mind.
Yeah.
Thank you to how do I pronounce that? Thainmore. Is that right? I apologise. You were the person that crept into our studio and then ran off again. But thank you. Thank you for your $5. You are absolved. You are free to go. You can pass go and you can collect 200 quid. Thane, that doesn't make it any easier. No, I have no idea. But thank you. Thank you ever so much for your donation. It is much appreciated. If you too want to donate, if you want to do it live in the show, you've only got a few minutes left to do that in the YouTube chat section over there. But of course, you can still donate to us if you want to keep us on air. You might not want to keep us on air, but if you do, there is a PayPal donation link as well. And of course, if you're watching after the event, you can do so by clicking the thanks button, which appears underneath the video below us here. So it all works the same. Thank you ever so much. Kent, up to much? I mean, you had a bit of a conflab today with one of your Soma cohorts, I believe.
Indeed, I did. Yes.
Mr. Robert Hecksch.
Yeah, contracts and MDAs and all that malarkey have been signed, even though I had sent it back 3 times because they kept getting it wrong.
Oh, God.
So, but there you go. Yeah, so that's all done and dusted. Yeah, I've got to. I'm working on next week 3 memory mogs simultaneously.
Wow!
Without the use of a safety net.
Wow!
Simultaneous. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Picture it never happened.
We might be able to feel the heat up here in Warrington.
Yeah, you're going to need it.
If you see a dip in the lights, you know what it is. And yeah, just to answer Manny's question, yes, there will be a pub tomorrow night.
Okay.
Where hilarity and punch-ups will continue in the tradition that we've become accustomed.
Because you were going to do one last night, but I think we just got carried away, the 3 of us, didn't we?
Yeah, I was thinking of it, and then we were chatting away, and the next thing we know, it's a bit late now. Isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, world, we deprived you of Kent on the Friday night.
Yeah, we deprived you of 5 hours of complete cobblers. So you can thank us later.
Adam's asking a very important question: is the PayPal donation better for you guys? I guess it is. I don't think they take a.
We take bullion though, don't we?
Yeah, we don't
And
take
synths.
synths. Yeah,
Yeah, if you want to pay us in synths, anything you've got lying around.
To be honest, I mean, I think
Jupiter 8,
YouTube
like
take
that.
a cut. I think,
Yeah,
but
Jupiter 8s.
we're just happy for a few pennies here and there that just keeps us going. So whichever suits you. In fact, I have been thinking maybe we should start a Patreon. I don't know. But I think I've said this before, that I kind of feel compelled to start a Patreon because a lot of people do that. But I always think that when you do a Patreon, you've got to kind of give them something extra.
Yeah,
I don't have
no
anything
point in
to
doing it.
give.
Yeah.
We promise not to swear at them.
No, can't do that.
Oh no, we can't do that, can we?
No, can't
No,
do that.
it's just so tempting all the time.
I know. Anyway, do
Hmm.
you want to know what I'm doing this weekend?
Put their list, put their names on a list at the end.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, we could do a crit, but then that means work for me.
But you've got to earn some of it. Come on.
I think Wagyu's hit on the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm up for that.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. Yeah.
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 Oh well.
On the same page as Robert.
Indeed.
That's never
I'm
gonna get old.
dismantling studios, or this studio.
Oh, okay.
Preparing that, and garage I think is the first, because if we can clear all the rubbish out of the garage, and we have cleared a lot already, we clear some more, I can put more keyboards down there, and then it's just getting very depressing at the moment because we're sort of like trying to break the back of it but don't seem to be getting anywhere, but we can't move for things that we've packed, if that makes sense, you know.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's
Indeed.
horrible. I wish this on nobody, but there you go. And don't get me started on my heating oil. So we will be back same time, same place next week.
That's a metaphor, by the way.
It is. We've got Mitchell and Dan from Cherry Audio coming on the show to tell us about their brand new synth, which will be released on Tuesday. So watch out for that. I'm sure lots of people will be very excited about it. We love it. And it's going to be a good thing. And until then, have a lovely weekend. I'm off to consume a bottle of wine and watch some TV.
Wait, Lady Amplitudes.
What have I missed? What have I missed?
What was she saying in the chat?
Thank you, Babs. Thank you. Well, what can I say? I don't think I've ever had anybody tell me that they've done that watching me. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the OnlyFans page stuff there,
isn't it? Right there,
yeah,
right there.
Yeah. No,
I think we might have got confused lost in translation somewhere here, I reckon.
Yeah.
Line in the sand, crossed. Do a little dance, take a shit, and walk back
Draw a
again.
line. Yeah, draw the line. So we'll see you next week, and I'll probably be under more boxes, but hey, that's the way it goes. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Have a great week. We will see. Don't forget to join us on the Facebook page. I have no idea why Kent has lost it, but we'll find out later on. Just go. I know. Yeah, I'm not even. Oh,
Bye. Go away, all of you. Just go away.
Oh no, keep talking because I need to get the page up. There we go. Right, here we go.
Go.
Yes, we're going.
Oh,
now.
It's a shambles.
It is a shambles, but hey, we like it. See you next week, kids. Bye.